Okay, now it says I'm live. Good thing Chris is here to let me know what's going on because I would have just been sitting there talking to myself for a long time. It said scheduled up in the corner and like 7:20, whatever. But cool. Now I'm here. Just a hard entrance. It's fine. I have not been on since all of these changes happened with StreamYard, so I didn't know what was going on. Thank you for letting me know. So I'm in the studio. Oh, I just have a Hermit's Cave notification. I'm so distracted. So anyway, sorry about the clunky entrance. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I did what I used to do, and apparently it wasn't, like the countdown ran over here, but apparently it wasn't working there. So perfect. Anyway, I was just rambling about the lights, how the bright light overhead, you can like see the reflection of it in this Maryland picture back here. That's actually less harsh than the soft lights like that are a little bit behind me was making me look crazy. And like when I have a work meeting that I take here, I turn off, there's one row over and one just a little bit ahead of me. And I turn off the one set so it doesn't look like I have like Mother Mary light emanating. Anyway, no one really cares about the lighting except for now you can see me and everything's good. So anyway, I have some favorites here. So Chris from Elemental Cartomancy is here. Yes, the thumbnail is part of my spread from the other night. I just didn't include the balloons because it doesn't, which was my fourth card, perspective or the Hanged Man, like alternative name. And so I just showed the first three because it fit really nicely in like what StreamYard allows you to have for sizing. So yes, that was a recent picture that I have. And that reminds me though, that I didn't bring that deck down here. I'm going to explain to you what's happening here in a minute. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm even going to mention this deck. So I will use that as my thumbnail and now I'm not, but whatever. Or she is here. Hello, thank you for hanging out with us. I saw you posted your catch-up video yesterday, I think it was, and I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully I get some quiet time this afternoon and I can do that. Simon's here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you're doing well. And our sweet Sandra is here. I keep meaning to message you like every week and then just things are crazy. I'll give you a little life update before I jump into this tag. Yes, Chris told me this was when I was at the dentist office. What was I doing? Oh, I was waiting for Vela's appointment. That Johnny Depp has done tarot paintings and he showed one to me. It was amazing. Everyone's saying hello. Okay, Jamie's here. Okay, so Jamie, when I walked in here to get my little tarot set up, I was like, I told Jamie I was going to send her something like 3 months ago or whenever I was last down here. I know it was before March 10th when a friend of mine passed away. And like that put me into a little spin for a while. And then work has been crazy. And like I don't have a new boss. My boss starting tomorrow is going to be a director. And so our little section is just bossless right now. We don't have a manager for the foreseeable future. Anyway, things have just been crazy. But the other good news to that, Jamie, is that I have added little treasures. I don't even know if I finished the sentence. I said last time I was live that I had something that was either had just arrived or was going to arrive soon. I think I had ordered it and it did arrive. And then I keep like forgetting and going back to it and like adding little things to a Jamie treasure pile that I have now started. Congratulations. So I tuck those little things into my tarot room and I don't get to go in there very often. So then when the doors are closed, it's like it disappears from my mind. That's a story. Debbie's here. Hello. Thank you for hanging out with us. So yesterday, the reason I was motivated to do this and or had the opportunity, right? We've had some busy summer weekends. And so when we have activities and stuff going on, I don't always like load up the day. Like, okay, I'm going to do tarot stuff and then we're going to be gone for the whole day or whatever. So I try to balance it out. And this weekend is a long weekend here in the States, of course, for 4th of July. I took even most of Thursday off to get a little jump on the weekend because Ryan had taken it off. And so we've had lots of family fun times, pool party at my brother's on the actual 4th. And today is just kind of open, which is nice. So Ryan went on a motorcycle ride first thing this morning and he got back and I was like, hey, how about I pop down for some tarot time? And the inspiration for that was yesterday morning. I caught Tony online doing a live VR to Nova Mundi Tarot for this tag, which I don't even know what it is. There are so many hashtags and titles. I just kind of threw everything in there. And I also tagged Tony in it because that's who I saw do this. I'm completely unprepared in terms of like the list. I'm going to have to like find it on my phone and then show you what I brought down. So I threw a bunch of decks in a bag. I had like 10 minutes to get ready, as always. Made the kids some food, went into my tarot room and like shopped my shelves just based on what I could remember from yesterday, like not looking at a list. So in that, I left Tarot of Oneness upstairs, and that was one of my answers, but I do think I have something else to pop in to that spot. So anyway. Oh, hey, Debbie. Phone tried to auto-correct that to Debbie. Sweet Debbie. Oh, we're going out to the pool. Speaking of pool parties, here we go with Debbie. She says, well, Chris, I am a free elf, so that's what matters. Okay, so I can't see these ratings. I first saw this when I was in Chris's live on Thursday. And I was over at what we call the rock park because there's like a circle of rocks and the kids like to jump off of them and everything. And there's a basketball court and a tennis court. And it was blazing hot outside. And I had my iced coffee and my phone. I was like watching Chris, but it's like glaring. And so I'm saying really slow hellos to everyone. And that's when I saw these little like rankings for like top fans or something, or I don't know. And I don't know how it works because I was commenting a lot in Tony's yesterday, and I was even the only person there for a while. And I was like 3, even though there were literally only 2 other people there, and I was answering all of her prompts and everything. I don't know how this system works, y'all. Kristen is here, 9 Worlds Tarot. Hello. No spinning needed. It's fine, friend. My life has been upside down physically. Oh, so I'm in my own little world. Jamie Treasure Pile will be divine when it's supposed to be here. Okay, perfect. I have seen lots of pics of like animals helping you along. So I kind of figured you were in a bit of a rough go. And we are all sending you the very best and hoping you're feeling well enough soon. Janine Barnes is here. Hello. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Oh, Simon's on an iPad, so he can't see the little crowns and such. Oh. We need to get another tarot hangout on the calendar, yes. Donna's here. Hello. Sorry if I missed seeing you above. I'm like out of practice with this, of course. So what I'm going to do now, the life update I was going to give you, I kind of rambled out with something else when I was talking about Jamie's treasures. The notifications go away. So I'm going to pull up, the life update was work has just been, I guess, busy. And with both kids home, it's just a different routine because Max is off school. So his last day was May 30th. He's been home since then with me and Vela, which is a great help most of the time, but it is also just a new routine. And it just takes up a lot of brain space. I need to go to YouTube. I'm like opening Facebook. This is the problem. Oh, a tarot hangout, maybe specifically for Donna and Kristen. I'm sorry, I just invited myself to do that. Or she says hi to everyone. She's multitasking. No, sorry. No, sorry. It's okay. Okay, I am focused on Tony's YouTube. I'm going to find and hope she was like super responsible and put a list in her. Oh, there's her pretty face. Okay, wait, can I see a description? Oh, yes. So hashtag editors picks. This live was a rough scavenger hunt, says Tony, for decks to fit the editor picks started by Nova Munda Tarot. Now, I don't think she had a rough go of it. She did great. She did have some technical difficulties, like starting out with a live on her phone. So I think maybe that's what she means. She doesn't have a list though. Okay, now Nova Mundi, let's go. Please have a list that I can read. It's from a while ago. So I'm going to try to find that. Speak amongst yourselves. Hey, B, how are you doing? Good to see you. It was a couple months ago, I think. Or Nova just has lots of show us your decks, she says. Popular tarot collection top. Okay, I need decks. Okay, so Nova's title is Decks I Recommend to My Viewers, hashtag editors picks. So I think I've put like Scavenger Hunt as the title, and then I did hashtag editors picks. So whatever, however important you think I am. What? Alex is here. Hello, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm making my quarterly appearance. Okay, I found it, I think. I have the volume down so we don't get blasted here. And let's see. Of course, they would have a list, right, of, oh yes, the prompts. Here we go. I'm going to get started, okay? Some of these I did answer yesterday, like in Tony's chat, and some of those answers I have changed once I was able to get into my tarot room and get other ideas in my head. But it was fun to just like answer one off in the chat and see just what came to mind. It was sort of like a test without, a low pressure test. So if you all want to put your picks in the comments, that's fine. I did see when I was searching around too that Simon has done this, and of course, then a host of other people, right? Oh, Alex says he's been good, grateful for his current circumstances. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so, and shout out to Tarot of Oneness by Robin Voicey, because that's been my like go-to deck that I keep just under my little work table upstairs. And probably for the last 2 months, that's what I've been pulling when I even have a minute to pull any cards. Or if I'm like hanging out in a Chris Live and pulling cards for that, that's what I used like last week. So I do want to give that a shout out because I did give that as one of my answers yesterday when I was in Tony's comment live stream. Okay. Number 1, inner child work. A deck you recommend for inner child healing, one that feels safe, nurturing, and playful, ideal for reconnecting with innocence, creativity, and emotional truth. So I think what I said yesterday, I think this one stays the same. So I said the Boo Tarot, and I think I wrote that down to dig in my bag. I went into my tarot room and I got my OG tarot bag and I just put stuff in there from questions I could remember. All right. Not giving away any secrets here ahead of time. This one, because it's amazing. Celia Millsville. It's French, so it probably sounds way different than that, but you know. So this is super cute, but It's always spot on, helpful, resonant, right? The backs are amazing. Why is this upside down? The backs are super cute with a bunch of little shiny Halloween ephemera. Amazing, right? And it's just so sweet. If I would have had all these little pictures in my hands as a child, or like if I had a sticker book of these images, just would have been cloud nine. Okay, so let me just start. There are some like shiny bits on the front as well. So here we have our Empress. Cute. It's like a little playground of pastel, fun, amazing things. Plus there are pumpkins, and can never go wrong with that. Look at the star in the rain. I love a rainy day, in case you didn't know. Look at this ghosty reading with like family picture up over the mantle. It's incredible. It's deep. It's a deep deck. There's one that I super love that I cried when we unboxed it. Do you remember? It was one like at the graveyard. Anyway, look at the Page of Cups. Yes, put your sailor hat on. I wonder, this ghost at the vending machine. Cuteness, you know exactly what it is. Looking. What are you all drinking? Let's talk about that. Oh, wait. First, let's look at this absolutely mischievous tower card. A little ghost down here, like winking. Look at troublesome. Sometimes you have to burn it down. I don't know how long I'm actually going to look for that one I'm talking about. But it was more sort of show like how, it's really thoughtful. It's simple, but there's enough there to build your story. Good in ways I can't entirely describe. That is amazing. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what it was. Wheel of Fortune, super cute. Ghosty spinning around in the machine. Look at all these like dirty ghosts waiting their turn. And then these clean ones hanging up to dry. Just perfect. Shows you the progression of the wheel. It's always happening. Okay, we're going to be done with it. There was a cute card, and, it's cute and deep. That's what I would like to say about this. And I would think perfect for inner child work. Accessible for someone who needs a calm, quiet reading. Okay, next. Sandra says, love that Wheel of Fortune. It's absolutely adorable. Okay, so number 2 in the prompt is Shadow Work, a deck that's powerful for helping readers face their shadows. Honest, deep, and unafraid to confront the difficult. This is your recommendation for deep transformation and self-inquiry. So yesterday in Tony's chat, I said Tarot of Shadows, which I was hesitant on the name. I think that's what it's called. It's like in this silver, and it's got like red pentagram on the front. It's got like the demons and everything in it. And if you line it up like from back to front, it like ends with what would start out in a typical tarot deck as like the Ace Pence, like a card that kind of mirrors it. Remember me talking about that? It's a long time ago. It's one that Ryan bought for me like years ago when we still lived in Attica. But I chose a different one today. Chris has biscuit flavored tea. My stomach is growling. The other day in Chris's chat, I referred to myself as chubby tarot Barbie, like when I was outside in the 91 degrees or whatever it was. Maybe it wasn't that hot. And iced coffee and my phone and a black dress. And let me just tell you, um, he's talking about biscuits. My stomach's like, yes, please. Anyway, good deeds. That's my cousin's shop, coffee shop. I have, it's half unflavored, half calf, and half caramel hazelnut cupcake with vanilla almond milk creamer, and it's delicious. Sip, sip. Okay. My shadow work deck is Somnia Tarot. It's pretty amazing. It's very evocative. It's a super high quality deck in terms of the art. And the person, Nicholas Bruno, this came out of a like a desire to try to describe or show what his sleep paralysis looks and feels like. That was like kind of like the driving inspiration for it. The little caption says an exploration of the subconscious through photography, sculpture, costume design, and dream journaling. So like it's just very well done. It's very artsy, right? If you're like into like feeling the passion of an artist, that's what I would say this is all about. And I think that's really important when you're trying to connect to something so strongly, like to address shadow work. It's beautiful, but it's sort of haunting and lonely feeling and something just not quite right, but that allows you to see how to make things right and the best way that you might be able to at the time. 7 of Wands here. The Chariot. B says she loves the illustrated version of this deck. I was gifted that by a lovely friend, and I do enjoy that one as well. I have not used it as much as I have used this one, probably just because I've had it longer, but Simon says, good choice. Yeah, it really, really does it for me. Strength. The Hermit. Let me see. Justice. This is really like you can feel that, right? And this reminds me that at the time that I really dove into this deck, I was going through like the absolute hardest, unbelievable time in my life. And this deck really met me where I was. And so this will always, come to mind as a shadow deck for me. And we do have coins and stuff used when we get to those suits, swords imagery. So I like that those things are used, and we saw the torches, things like that. Just really well done, I think. I love this. 8 of Swords. Okay. Let me show you the Death card because it's stunning, and then we'll move on. The newest version. Okay, this is the other thing. Okay, let's look at this for a minute. Okay. Everyone, like I've been in a couple chats the past couple days. I went into a Gerald and Richie chat maybe a week or so ago. My daytimes have just not been as easy, like where I used to just always pop in. I've just had to like kind of put the blinders on a little bit and just take care of what needs to be done for work and my house and 2 kids home, everything like that. And so I've just been like missing out on some things. And so I miss these little conversations about, oh, this deck is coming out and this deck has an oracle now coming out and there's a new version of this. Every time recently that I've been in a chat, I've learned about things that I probably would love. Simon says I have both and prefer this version. And I do too. This would always be just the realistic, the photography aspect that really gets to me more. I don't mind. I think the illustrated one is beautiful, but this is darker and that's what I would prefer. Alex says, this deck is like an eerie fever dream. Yes. But then apparently there's one coming out with richer colors. Debbie says, I usually don't love photographic decks, but I like the Somnia. I don't have it yet. It's really nice. Was that the live on the Deepak Tarot? No, they were talking about it. Someone in there brought that up, and then I think they did that live like the next day or a couple days later. But it was in one. I was in their like silly casual a couple weeks ago, and I think you were there, but I was in the other person's chat. Anyway, okay, I'm just shuffling now because post shuffle. Shout out to Regina. She's good, by the way. She's around and just been busy with work and stuff like that too. So I'm sure she sends her love. I haven't even checked in with her in a couple weeks, but just so you know. Okay, then what? Number 3. I think there's like 14 or 15, so bear with me. 15, yeah. Okay. I just saw one on the list that I definitely don't have anything for down here with me. Oh, well, we'll just do our best. Number 3, deity work or spirit guides, a deck that serves as a spiritual bridge, perfect for working with deities, spirit guides, or higher realms. It holds sacred energy and supports devotional practice or channeled messages. And that one for me is Starchild. This is the Akashic version. There are different decks, different versions of this, different editions. I have the Aqua box that was one of my like unicorn decks for a long time, and I do love that version. It's like top shelf status, and I wasn't really over by the shelves where I could like reach those things, but this is the same deck, but like different formatting. It's borderless and a different size. Anyway, then they like re-released the Aqua box a couple of years ago. And I was like, good thing I spent $200 on that or whatever it was. I honestly don't remember. Maybe it wasn't that much. Maybe it was 100, but whatever. Speaking of spending, I have not purchased a deck in so long. I don't know. I've backed, I think the next thing I have coming from Kickstarter is Jessica Bott's reimagined Idiosyncra deck, which that was my original unicorn deck, and I got that from the lovely Jennifer King. Thank you so much. I have been waiting. She was doing like a card a week for however long, and she took a break for a while for like a few months, and then she came back. Like if you follow her Instagram, you can see all this progress. And it's done, and she did the Kickstarter, and I think she received the decks like a week ago or something like that. So they'll be coming along. And the most amazing thing is there are minis. Like she did add-ons as like mini versions of her other decks. And let me tell you that I got all of them. Amazing. Can't wait. I don't know what I was talking about with this. Spending money and how I haven't purchased anything. That's what it was. So of course I was in on that Kickstarter. Aside from that, like I could not tell you the last time I bought a deck. a really long time. Oh, Kristen is going to feed the foster kittens. Best of luck and have a good Sunday. Thanks for popping in. Okay, so Akashic Tarot, this is my channeling, spiritually connected. I don't work with any deities in particular. Some like Mary Magdalene work. A little bit I have before in situational things. Done some work with Santa Muerte. Aside from that, I don't have any regular practice, but with certain decks that will always make me feel like this kind of higher realm spiritual connection. So that's what this is. It's just very spacey, and check this out. All these sort of like galaxy, other dimension sort of images. Knight of Crystals. Oh, Chris bought the Banned Books Tarot today. Simon says, I could have sent you that. It's in my giveaway box. I have no idea what that even is. Wheel of Fortune. This has sacred geometry behind her. I don't know if you can really see it, but that would be what the wheel is. Five of Crystals. I just love, I could, walk into this card. The Tower, I love. It has two moons or sun and moon, one on either side. Anyway, you get the vibe. It's very, there's an Akashic Records card. For me, it's sort of very meditative. I can kind of sink into the images. We do have some animal friends, right? Tigers and such. Eight of Cups. This is one of my favorites. Anyway, you get the idea. Oh, Sandra says, love it. Yeah, it's very dreamy and kind of where my headspace tends to be. There's that one. Then let's see what's next. We have ancestor work. A deck, so this is number 4, a deck you'd suggest for connecting with ancestral wisdom, whether for lineage healing or honoring those who came before. This one opens the path to ancestral connection. So past lives and ancestral connection are not the same thing, but they're very much part of a big Venn diagram, like everything is for me, part of the same webs coming together. So for this one, I have chosen art history for past lives. When I'm doing past life work, I always think of my spirit team, my ancestors, people that were not my family, but that were close to me and have passed, things like that, right? I have a lot of, except for this isn't it at all. Here's the bag for art history for past lives. But look what's in here. It's Rachel. So let me talk about past lives and then we'll look at Shining Tribe. So art history for past lives is an incredible deck and big book set. If I were you, I think I bought them secondhand. So I don't know about the big book if you need to get that separately, but you should do it. It has very specific, if you imagine a deck and you're okay, what does, philosopher card mean? Or, the Mexico card mean? What do I do with this information? So what? What does that mean for my past lives? I was a philosopher in Mexico, literal. So if you have these questions and you're like, how would a past life deck even work? That book, which I think we started together, it would be a great thing for me to dive into with you all. It breaks down like all these different meanings. And if you draw this, like there are people and places, and I don't even know what else right now. If you draw this sort of person card for this category, it means this, right? It very simply, like it's a lot, but it's simple. So once you like fill it out with whatever cards you draw for that question or figuring out that activity, it's like very much a workbook style. It really does a wonderful job explaining like what that means. It answers the so what really well. And that would be my choice for ancestral connection. However, with one of Rachel's decks showing up here, do I think I could use this for ancestral connection? Yeah, of course. 3 of Rivers. So let's look at some images. What do you think about with connecting with ancestors here? Tradition. Tower. This one looks very much like ancestor support. 5 of Stones. Seven of Rivers. Now I want to do like an ancestor reading with this deck. Find a spread and see what it tells me. Now that I know, because a lot of times a deck will come with a bag, but I actually, oh, I'm frozen. Not anymore. Okay. So this is a problem because I haven't been in my tarot room in so long that I didn't know that this was the deck that I chose to go in this bag. Decks that come with a bag, I hardly ever put that deck in that bag because it also comes with a good box. If I hate the box, then it doesn't come with a bag. Tower looks like a dancer, and 5 of Stones looks like Power Rangers. Hold on. Where'd the Tower go? There's Justice. No, I can't find it. Oh, wait. Oh, right. Here we go. Tower looks like a dancer. And then 5 of Stones looks like Power Rangers. I mean, that's great support to have, honestly. Ace of Trees, that's a good one. That's very ancestry to me. So yeah, tarot probs, when you get your bags mixed up, that's okay. Okay, so we get the idea. And thank you, Rachel, for surprising us today. Okay. Got to do a little post shuffle so it can go happily back in its bag. See, but I thought this was, they're not exactly the same tone, but I thought this was a happy bag for this deck. It wants to go this way. So I think I was rambling about like dreams and spirit connections and things like that. Like I'll have people come to me in dreams and tell me things. I had a bunch of dreams about my friend that had passed away back in March. Probably over the span of like a month, a couple nights a week would have a dream where he'd come like show me something or tell me something. So that was cool. I love it. I stay open to these things. Number 5, divination, a deck that excels in traditional divination, clear, direct, and accurate. This is your top pick for those seeking predictive insight or practical answers. So this was one I was back and forth on yesterday. Deck that excels in traditional divination. See, the description of this sounded like two different things to me. Sandra says, my dad will come to me in dreams. That's so awesome. Isn't that like, it's one of the most amazing gifts ever. I feel so grateful that I occasionally will get that. I'm going to read it one more time. A deck that excels in traditional divination, clear, direct, and accurate. This is your top pick for those seeking predictive insight or practical answers. So even though I'm totally like head over heels into divination, I don't, when someone says pick like a divination deck and then pick a practical deck, there's still different things to me, even though I know divination to be true. And real, or whatever you want to say, I still would like, those would like make me pick two different things. So in Tony's chat yesterday, I chose Tarot of Oneness for this. So predictive insight, or I would even just say like insight and practical answers, that's the deck that came to mind. So there's my shout out for Tarot of Oneness. But if I'm thinking like just a deck that excels in traditional divination, I see Chris saying a Lenormand, and I do have some down here, and I think that's what I will go with, because when I think traditional, I think playing cards, I think Lenormand, I think big maps laid out on the table of like decoding to figure out. That's where my love of like card reading started, because that's what my grandma did. And so yes, let me do that. Now, what I brought from downstairs is all tarot, because I was just trying to like keep myself into one category, even though the tag says nothing about that, right? It just says community tag, editors, pick decks, and it's like probably open to whatever. So we are going to shift gears and show a Lenormand, because that is, if someone says to me traditional divination, if I just took that part of the description, that's what it is. So let me find one, and then I will also show a special one I brought down. Oh, it's right here. There's that. And I do have the Primal Lenormand, like the Game of Hope copy. Looks like this. So let me show this. This is my official pick, and then I will show you a deck I brought from the tarot room as well. So we have Playing Card Association and the like traditional pictorial suits as well, plus the main image, as you know, and the card number. So these are nice. These are bigger than, you know, let me show you. I have a little Della Luna Lenormand, which is like, I have a lot of mini Lenormands, so then it's hard for me to remember like what normal size is. So here's Della Luna on top of Game of Hope set. Yeah, good call, Chris. Good call. My stomach, stop making noise. Stork with a frog in its mouth. Poor thing. What do I want to show? The ring. The key, like with the bells. I love it so much. Just the old school stuff. The acorns with the bear. Donna says, I love the Game of Hope cards. Yeah, look how like just simple and pretty this one is. Simon says, I heard that. My stomach is honestly so loud. I like ran down. I was like, I'm going to go do cards right now. And of course, I'm on like number 5. Your stomach's like, why would you do that? Why would you go downstairs? This is what happens. Gotta chug some water. Sip, sip. No, and speaking of my grandma, her stomach was always loud. Like I remember like cuddled up to her on the couch or like laying in her lap. Her stomach was like always going. Didn't matter. She just ate or was hungry or was full. And that's what happens to me. And also speaking of my grandma, here's a little tiny deck that was hers, a mini deck. And I don't think I ever even like knew that she had a mini. This was like in her big top dresser drawer when she passed away, and we were going through her things, just like jewelry and coins and candy and cards, just the fucking treasure trove in there, right? And this was in there like in a little case and everything. And this is a card that she made to go with it. Deck mods, like who even knows when she did this? Probably before I was born. It was evidently missing a king clubs, and so it has this one in there, and I fucking love it so much. Yes, put a mismatched card in there. Look at it. Right? This is magical. And it has like the backs are the same, but like a little bit off from like different scenes, I think. Or are they all exact? 2 houses and the rooster. And this always, no, I guess they are the same. This one's completely ripped in half. Like, what's the story here? Completely ripped in half and then taped back together. Love it. Yeah. These little houses, like, kind of looks like her house, too. Love, love, love. Okay. It is a super treasure. I love it. Little tinies. Okay. So that goes there. And then let's see what's next. Oh, yeah. Love for the tiny cards, the grandma treasures. Okay. As above, number 6. I'm going to try to speed up. As above, a deck that connects the reader to cosmic or spiritual realms, ideal for soul work, life path exploration, or messages from the higher self. It speaks to the divine perspective. So in Tony's comments yesterday, I had said, or in her chat, I had said Shimmering Veil. That came to mind first off, and I would still say that that's a really great pick for that, but I brought something else down for it. In some ways similar, Marguerite Peterson Tarot. This is AGM deck, and it's similar in like its abstraction and its style. I would say these are the backs. And then 2 of Cups. Right, so people have likened this, I'm sure, to Shimmering Veil, and then also Deborah Kopchak. What is Soul Cards, right? What is Soul Cards? I'm on Tarot Jeopardy right now. Some are less abstract. The Moon, beautiful card. Ooh, some love for this. Yes, it's a great deck. The Sun, right? We can clearly see a sun there. The Star is gorgeous. And of course, I love to layer things on top of this because it's gigantic. The Tower, right? We're getting that idea. We're getting that energy. Like if someone pulls this up, you're like, oh, let's, if there were no words, or if you didn't know what the Tower meant, you can definitely get that feeling there. Like it's not really the smoothest ride. Simon says, I've not looked at this deck for over 5 years. The Devil, this one is so interesting. This one feels like Thothy to me. Look at that. And you see this figure kind of trapped in this gem, like there's something shiny and sparkly, there's some temptation. But then look at all the eyes that are above you. Look at the position you're in now. Like this powerless feeling. And maybe a paranoid feeling, right? All that comes up for me there. 9 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. It's so interesting too. Like I like to do a bigger spread with this, even though they're big cards. And when you get them down, right, like some of them look, you know, they have this kind of setup. Some have kind of faces and like this, the 5 of Coins. The 4 Coins has this like snake imagery around it, but still this boxed in feeling, right? Like the squares. And it's safe, right? Like a house is built that way. But then it's like, are you safe there? Are you too protected? Are you too protective over what you have? 4 of Feathers, right? There's a lot of color symbolism in within each suit. The 6 of Feathers looking a little like icier, like a snowflake. The 10. I'll show you some different like colorways. Ace of Coins. The 2 of Coins with the little footprints. Cover art as the Fool. And I really like this because it's like, this is for us is not abstract in that little circle. We know exactly what that is. And then when you bring it out, then it starts, it's like the Fool is kicking off. It's like introducing all this other feeling, of like finding the feeling in the abstraction. Okay. Love it. It's one I love. Excuse the noise. Had to do what I had to do because it's a tuck box. Okay. So that was As Above, to connect me to cosmic or spiritual realms, speaking to the divine perspective. And because it brings me up to like view it from a like wider angle. Like that's why I feel that way. So below, number 7, a deck you recommend for grounded real world readings. This one captures everyday emotions, human experience, and earthly wisdom with clarity and depth. Clarity and depth. I think this is what, so this, I don't remember even what I answered yesterday. Grounded readings. I think this one I told her was like difficult for me. But then I went to my tarot room today and I saw this. So it's, you know, an RWS base deck, Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. Chris Kelly McFadden made me do it. So images that you will recognize, but I think the color palette in this makes me feel really down to earth. The color palette and the style, the art style, makes me feel grounded. Simple, so this one, the awakening is different than what we'd see, but still similar enough that you know. If you're familiar with RWS, but again, it makes me feel, I don't want to say it feels like grungy, but it feels, there's like this sort of like pixelation on some of the cards that makes me feel, it's very much just the art style that like pulls me down. I'm not great with like grounded decks, really. But this one is amazing. It has some, like, just enough of the cards have like their own kind of spin that make it really attractive to me. The Magician, just in a little bit more like witchy kind of feel. What was I going to show? I saw something and now I lost it, but I will get there in a minute. So 3 of Pence, people working together. Like it's basic, but a little bit has its own spin. And again, the feel of it. It feels like 90s to me. It feels like 90s, like alternative rock is what this deck feels like. And that helps me be grounded. That's what I want to say. The Ace of Wands, 5 Cups. It's just really cool. Plus, oh, here's our other Fool. There's like a beginning and an end Fool. And there's enough cosmic like connection that it makes me still love it. The Lovers, this is one of my favorite cards maybe ever. Right? It's deep. The color in this one feels very much like what I was talking about, like that 90s music vibe. Don't know why, just is. Let me find another one I was talking about. The Chariot, this always reminds me like driving, like finding yourself, right? She's like driving up to this like star figure, like this higher self, like just driving around in the middle of the night listening to music. I mean, it's been ages since I've really had the freedom to do that, but man, it's like a different vibe, right? Okay. Let me show you Death and Temperance on a closing note. Oh, except for where's my queen? Oh, here she is. Okay. This card made me get the deck. The Queen of Cups, that's the card I probably most identify with. And like I mentioned earlier, I love a rainy day and I kind of shy away from red, but Chris showed this or pulled this card for me or something like in Alive or both. And it just exactly captured like what was happening at that moment. And now I like don't even remember what it was, but there's just this sense of like overwhelm, but like just being in it. Anyway, love, love, love. So that's my pick for So Below, called Holy Spectrum Tarot. Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. I don't know if it matters. It would probably come up. By Chase Voorhees. And this that I have is the second edition, first printing. Okay, what's in here? I am just taking my sweet time, aren't I? Oh, Strength was in the bottom. Yes, you're very welcome. Oh, Orchie, Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. Okay, let's see. We're halfway through. I've been on an hour. A hug deck, a deck that offers emotional support and comfort, gentle, compassionate, and soothing. This is a deck that feels like a warm hug for anyone going through a tough time. Number 8. I chose Amon's Tarot because it has cute little creatures. They're amazing. Evidenced here in this Temperance card. Who doesn't want a cute little crooked, sticking out teeth creature with a jumping fish to show you what's up? The Tower, still cute little creatures, helps you to like navigate things in a gentler way. because sometimes we need that. Sometimes you have to take just like a really terrible situation and draw cute cards about it to be like, well, look, at least we have this. I love how there's like a ton of familiars. Like a lot of them have these little creature friends. The Luminary, this is an extra card. Ace of Wands with their butterfly. You get the idea. You get why that's a hug deck. Oh, Simon says the first ever Kickstarter deck I backed. That's amazing. The year we went on the massive walk and got lost and the cards predicted it. Oh my gosh. That would have been Holy Spectrum, yeah. Okay. Next is number 9, a feel-good deck, similar to a hug deck, right? A deck that uplifts, encourages, and energizes. Whether through color, artwork, or message, this one is a perfect feel-good recommendation for readers who want joy and empowerment. So for this one, I chose the Eyes Wide Tarot by our own Robin at Toadstool Tarot. I always mention this one like for the colors. It's very energizing to me. I will often use this as like my February deck, right? That last little bit that we have to get through. Even though, let's be honest, here in Michigan, March is also just, March is like the teaser. You start getting, like there will be a day that's so nice. And then you're just like plunged right back into the icy waters of your life. You're like, oh wait, it's not over yet. Anyway, this is a very feel-good and energizing deck for me. It's simple, it's clear, the colors are amazing. And because I know these images, I am just fine with the pips, especially. And I've talked about before, I've gone on about it, that, you know, the formation that he chose for the pips is a nod to the RWS, right? So it's really, if you want to kind of get to know pips a little better, this is a great one because they echo back to what you already know, like this. The Four of Wands, it kind of makes like the little steeple, the little canopy. I don't know why I must have been like showing off riffling with this, and that's why they're all flippy. Anyway, cute, energizing, uplifting. Even the Ten of Swords, look at that bright pink. The fiery dawn is coming. Okay. Yeah, I think I was like showing off with a riffle because why else would they be so crazy? The last time I was going on about it, I like probably held it up and did that. Okay, let's see what else I have. A feel-good deck. That was number 9. So number 10, the most versatile, a deck you recommend for handling any type of reading, love, career, shadow work, daily polls, everything in between, reliable, flexible, and reader-friendly. This is the all-rounder that adapts to every situation. I don't know what I said yesterday for this because I know the practical one is the one I answered for Tarot of Oneness. I would say that again for this. Most versatile, but I'm going to go with what's in here? Thankfully, I have some extras. Like this isn't one I brought down, but I have a box of stuff sitting over here. So I'm going to go with the good old RWS, and I will show some of this Pixie Pop. It was a fan favorite the last time I showed it. The colors are amazing. This deck, of course, can handle any type of question. Beautiful, versatile, good old standby. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Sandra's going to put Holy Spectrum first. The new version. version mirrored backs. Oh, yeah. I think that's what they're talking about. The next one. Oh, notification for Dustin. Okay, 11, most inspiring, a deck you recommend to inspire creativity, intuitive flow, or personal transformation. Whether it's the art, the energy, or depth of messages, this one sparks something powerful in the reader. So yesterday I had said Marielle, and that's the one Deanne made me buy. Oh, really? Just now, you mean? Oh, Pixie Pop. I got you. I know Simon was like, what is happening when I showed this? I don't know about this. So I have 2 picks for this because I saw one today when I went in my tarot room that I was like, oh, that's really inspiring in a different realm. So most inspiring, art, energy, depth of messages. This one sparks something powerful in the reader. So when she said something, sparks something powerful, I thought Marielle. And this is a little show of that. And it's the book as well. It's the cards and it's the book, right? Her view on things, and closely tied to that, like Chris's deep dive that he did of this deck is what comes to mind. Like when I read these cards now, a lot of those insights that we, gleaned from that also are in my brain. Oh, amazing. So when I was in high school, I still have it, but I don't know where it is at the moment. This like snake necklace that wrapped around like a green orb. And this always reminds me of that. I'll have to find it and show you someday. Okay, I'm going to separate these back out. So there's one. And then my second pick for an inspiring deck, or the most inspired, whatever it says, 5 Cent Tarot. I haven't had this one out in a while. And when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this deck always makes me feel inspired and creative. It has, oh, that's a disservice. You can't see the beautiful lavender that this is, which is sad, but it's really gorgeous. The light washes it out. The cardstock is absolutely sublime. Empress, 5 of Needles. When you get into the details of this deck and the keywords, right? It has keywords and reverse keywords. It's really a great deck. And if you were to use this as like a beginner's thing, which that's coming up on the prompts, it's really a great thing, especially if you're a notebook person, you like writing down little keywords. Oh, it's just so great. Oh, Alex, I think you would like, or she says, I keep forgetting about this deck and then I see it and still want it. 5 Cent. Alex says, Marielle is a deck that has always intrigued me, but I can never bring myself to pull the trigger for some reason. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. I think you would like it. The moon, so it has subconscious and repression. It's just a great deck. Oh, the cards, just gorgeous. Okay, the 5 Cent. Or she said I had the Marielle, but it wasn't for me. And that's okay. Okay. Let's see what's next. We have just a couple more. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, best for beginners. A deck you'd confidently recommend to someone just starting their tarot journey. Accessible, clear, and easy to learn with. This one makes tarot feel inviting rather than intimidating. So I have a couple things I want to say about this. I think I had said in Tony's chat everybody's tarot, and this is the mini that I've not ever had open before. It's the special first edition. Simple, bright, meaningful, and tiny. This is a UK creator, Sarah Kathleen. She's amazing. She has a Facebook page. Really simple, but like she says, meaningful, right? These will be in order because, again, I haven't had it opened up. So I would say this one. It doesn't have keywords, but I don't necessarily think keywords are necessary for a beginner deck. But like I did mention with 5 Cent Tarot, it's completely different visually from like an RWS, but it does have those keywords that, especially if you want to do reversals or just to know the totality of the card, because I read the reversed messages, but I read them upright. So I read them based on what's around it because my Lenormand brain. Because maybe if I'm starting tarot, maybe this doesn't say anything to me. If I don't know who is the priestess, right? Now, like this deck is perfect because of course I know what that is. We do have like the waterway here, and we have like the moon triple up here. But if you aren't familiar with that symbolism, is that enough? The Empress, has the love, the staff, she's royalty, she's a warrior. There's abundance around. So there's a little bit more there, but it's like, again, it just depends what you know in terms of the symbolism, right? The Hierophant here. We see someone teaching, okay. The lovers going down the road together, making a choice to walk together. Chariot on the skateboard, we're going places, pointing, we're sure about it, we're confident, we're moving ahead. The Hermit, super cute. So it's there, and I think I would pick that, but I love having layers, and so I would probably recommend to someone like a combination like this, so that this one doesn't tie you into the image so much, but provides those keywords, and then you could have this layered on top and you can figure out what they are as they go. So there's my complicated answer for decks for beginners, a really simple one and a really, what could be complicated one. Like what's a badger doing on 5 of needles? I don't know, but these are the words that go with it. I like to complicate things a little bit, but because it gives me something to kind of chew through. Donna says, Chris's deep dive series on Mary L made it accessible to me, so I ended up getting it. Yep. And I was in it when I had listened to Kelly Fitzgerald talk about, I used to listen to her when I was driving really far. And when she was going through it, she was reading from the book, and I was like crying in my car about like when you look into the abyss and all this. So I really was pulled into that deck by hearing what was in the book. And so that's what hooked me. And then like that next level of Chris doing the deep dive, then I was really able to fall in love with the images and like tie it all together. Oh, and another vote for Chris's deep dive is what got Alex interested into it. Yeah, and they're there. They're up. You can check them out. Number 13. So we have, this will be like third from the last. Best for professionals, a deck you suggest for experienced readers who need depth, nuance, and strong symbolism. Ideal for layered readings, spiritual insight, and working with clients at a professional level. So an experienced reader who maybe is like had the run of the mill and they need something more challenging, a deck you suggest for readers who need depth, nuance, and strong symbolism. Marielle could fit that bill, but what I chose is Spirit Keepers. Because if you are needing the next little like push in your practice, if you're looking for something to study, this is full of, I'm going to say alternate, like, it's not just the RWS title and keyword, right? We have the Dark Horse, Seven of Scepters, right? And I love these sort of, is it directly Golden Dawn? Like when they're named in the, why can't I think? The joyous one, 10 of Chalices. We have astrological notation at the top as well. The Shining Waters. There's so much here. The Holy Grail, the Ace of Chalices. Right? There's a lot here. There's a lot here. If you need nuance and layers to swim through, this is it. The Empress. The artwork's beautiful, of course. She's like the most talented human ever. Priestess. The Healer as the star, Gifts of the Spirit. A lot of cultural reference and history. There's a lot there. Oh, and lest we forget the I Ching and stuff at the bottom as well. And Oghams maybe over here? I don't even know. If you just want a totally loaded deck, there you go. Not sure why, but just can't connect with this deck, says Simon. And that's fair enough. I mean, it's very, it's just loaded. That was my pick for professional reader. Witchy Vibes, number 14. A deck you'd recommend for those who love witchy aesthetics, moody vibes, magical symbolism, or spellwork support, casting, altar work, etc. So yesterday in chat with Tony, I chose Tarot of the Mystical Saints by Psychic Nate because that book includes in-depth spellwork for every single card. Like the day of the week or the situation or what to do, light a red candle, cut the wick at 3/4, open a westward window. I'm talking like a full-on make this type of tea, pull this card, say this meditation or do this incantation, whatever. If you are looking for a witchy deck, you might not think Tarot of the Mystical Saints by the title, but let me tell you, the mystical part is really heavy there, and there is just an incredible amount of spell work in that book. What I brought down, though, I think, is this what I was thinking? Because otherwise, what is this deck doing in here? That deck is upstairs, and it was in my room, and I did not go up and get it. It's like in my bedroom because I was reading the big book. That's why that whole deck is up there. But I thought to show you, like, my second pick for witchy vibes is the Marigold Tarot, and I love this deck a super lot. I bought this not simply because I heard someone talking about the cardstock. It was Ramon. And this cardstock is my favorite. It's like 300 GSM, German, linen, whatever. Amazing. And this feels witchy to me because of all of the skeletal symbolism and the robes, like here with the Empress, right? The mood of it. Another part of that prompt, right? All these swords pointing at a rose. This feels very much like spell work to me. This is all, the vibe is witchy and moody to me. Yeah. Okay. Knight of Wands. Marigold cardstock is top notch. It really is. It is so sexy. So I have the Oracle as well because it's the same. And I was having a total fit about cardstock during that time. And then I just happened to pop on. Ramon was live and he was talking about it. And I was like, done buying it. Why don't I know about this? Okay. Last one. I don't have anything to show for it. Astrology work. Because remember, I didn't take a list with me into the bedroom or into the tarot room. I just went based on memory. I did pretty good. Yeah. Astrological. A deck you recommend for astrology lovers and cosmic seekers, one that weaves planetary wisdom and archetypes into its structure, ideal for exploring birth charts, transits, and celestial guidance. The one that she showed yesterday is probably the one I would pick, and it's a Deanne made me do it for some of you, and I can't think of what the name of it is, but it's a white box, and it has like a rainbow, like circle thing on the front, and it's not, I don't think it's called codes something, but I showed it before and a bunch of you fell in love with it. I know Chris bought it because I showed it on my channel. I don't think I have anything else that fits that description in here. Oh, that's my extra. I've got like an extra naked heart. Remember that? I have Moon Oracle over here. This is the last time I bought stuff, that haul that I showed you guys. So I don't have anything to show you for astrology. Yeah. Striking out. I don't know what it's called. Maybe I can find a picture. Astrology deck. Oh, right there. Star Codes Astro Oracle. So I did have an oracle in mind. Okay, so this is the deck that I would choose for that, though I have a ton of really amazing. I have a lot of really awesome astrology decks. I kind of forgot it was a prompt, and they're all like in one bottom middle cubby of my room upstairs, and I didn't go on the other side of the table to be reminded. But I did pretty good grabbing 14 other decks that met the requirements, all just from my own brain. I'm really like patting myself on the back because my brain has been foggy lately. So anyway, that's my pick for astrology. It's pretty accessible and fun, and it's super beautiful. Okay, I think that's it, loves. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Sunday. I love you a super ton, and I hope to pop on maybe in another couple weeks. I know I always say that, but we do have a couple things like sprinkled throughout summer, but it's not like fully booked up. So yeah, hopefully I see you in a couple weeks to do something else that's fun. And until then, feel free to pop in the Facebook group and hang out. Oh, Alex says, my favorite astrology deck is Astro Soul Oracle. That deck is really awesome. And I was thinking of that artist and that whole line of stuff because I have like the ethereal orbs and all this other stuff. Like if you want to go deep into it, that's another great one. It's a good couch deck too that you can sit and just read on the couch because they have descriptions and whatnot. All right, kids. Thank you so much for being here. This really helped my day. I was already having a good day, but like I needed a friend boost, right? I've been in super family mode lately. And so you have all helped me to have Deanne time. And for that, I am forever grateful. Can't wait to see you again soon, here and there and everywhere, and maybe back here in a couple weeks. All right, loves, I'll talk to you soon. Love you.